Yo, welcome back to the BeBall Jones podcast. In this series, we are covering defense. This whole entire series, this whole uncover art, this whole entire season is all about defense. Because we got the two-time DPOY, Nelson Haskin, and we got the all-time DTOI, Defensive Trainer of the Year, and myself.
Still love that. That's
So if you
cold.
guys missed it, episode 1, we just covered like what is good defense and had a good kind of, I guess you say roundtable talk about defense. Episode 2, we try to get into the bigs and talk about who are the best defenders. So it's a whole bunch of debates about who is going to get into the top 10, a lot of honorable mentions. So this episode, we're actually going to get into the nitty gritty of getting top 10, ranking these people off. So if you didn't catch the last episode, go ahead and do it. But if you want to get a quick synopsis, a quick recap, we had a very lengthy honorable mention. So Brooke Lopez, Charles Oakley, Serge Ibaka, Theo Ratliff, Jermaine O'Neal, Mark Eaton, Marcus Camby, Roy Hibbert, Patrick Ewing, Marcus All, Joakim Noah, Anthony Davis, Joel Embiid, Tyson Chandler, Giannis, and we have to add 2 more to this list. All right, so first that we messed up, I'll take the blame. I 100% messed up on this. Wilt Chamberlain. We forgot about Wilt the Stilt, man. Missed 100 points in the game. Put an asterisk beside that because we don't fully know, but
I ain't never seen it.
hey, listen, bro, there's an episode for that. But I agree with you.
I ain't never seen it. But go
So
ahead.
Wilt, we had 20 some block games, 15 block games, rebounds, 50 some point rebounds. It's like, all right, cool. Honorable mention. Next up is Shaq. Shaq Diesel, held it down, Magic, and Lakers, a little bit of Heat too. After that, it was like he wasn't really Shaq Diesel no more. So honorable mention, we forgot those two. We're gonna add them to the list. Now, before we get into this top 10, we were thinking about a little bit more. And we got to figure out if, one, Alonzo Mourning deserves a little bit more respect to be in the top 10. And two, does Dennis Rodman deserve a little bit more respect to be in the top 10? So, Nelson, talk to me. Let's go Rodman first, man. Does Rodman deserve a fair shot of being in the top 10? Are we sleeping on Dennis Rodman and what his defense meant to those bad boys Pistons and the bad boy Detroit Pistons and three-peat Chicago Bulls teams?
Uh, I think he has a shot. I don't want to make it seem like he just don't deserve to be in. He definitely, it's a conversation. I think what makes his case more than anything, I feel like he does have 2 DPOYs, both with the Pistons. I think what makes his case more than anything is that he played for 2 teams that was like super big, super great defensively. The Bad Boys Pistons and then Jordan's Bulls, obviously. And those teams are big defensive teams. Bad Boys Pistons, we don't need to say too much. You don't get a nickname like Bad Boys in basketball without being a great defensive team. Then you got Jordan's Bulls, who also had when Dennis get there. Now you got Jordan, Scotty, and Dennis Rodman, who are all 3 great defensive players also. So, but what makes Dennis's case is I feel like the people around him that speak on him, talking about how the defense is like his defense makes things go, his energy, his effort, how important it was. I think that's just as big of a boost as stats and awards, almost in a way, because you hear Mike talk about, man, we need to go get Dennis Rodman, he's available, whatever. We can really use him. And you hear the Pistons talk about him like being young and raw, and like how he laid everything on the line. They needed him to win those championships. So I think that helps Dennis more than anything. That's what a lot of people, honestly, that's what like some people that are in in our honorable mention list, that people gonna watch this and be like, man, how is he not top 10 with this and with that, whatever. That piece is probably the thing missing. Like, people aren't talking about the defense going through him or what he did for their team defensively. You know what I mean? Because if you got that, then you got a lot in a way. Because now that makes us really look at you like, okay, what is he really adding to the team that we might not see in the stats all the time? Because obviously we ain't see all these people play. You know what I mean? And that's obvious. But if you got people that speak on what you did for the team and how good and how much they needed that part of your game to be successful, that's just as helpful as anything. And Dennis Rodman got that in spades, obviously. He's like legendarily known for defense and rebounding. So the only thing is who is he going to take off when we actually get farther into the list?
Yeah. So when you saying how the defense kind of flowed through Dennis, I don't know how much I agree with that.
Why you say
So
that?
if you look at the Bad Boys Pistons, maybe a little bit more so with them, but in my mind, the defense went through Joe first and Isaiah. Now, the reason why Dennis matters so much is because it's still a big center game. So you talk about 80s and 90s basketball. If you don't have a center, you ain't winning nothing. But the Pistons were
Mm-hmm.
like, that's cute. Watch us win with this two guard front. Watch us win with one of the greatest, point guards of all time and a top 10 possible shooting guard of all time. So it's like, okay, boom. We still got some bigs back there that's gonna handle business. Obviously, you need that. And Dennis, Rick Mahorn, Bill Laimbeer, and whoever else they had at the time. And so, is the defense really all about Dennis, or is it mainly needed of Dennis because of the time that you had? So you jump 5 years later, the Bulls basically replicated that of like, okay, we have these two juggernaut wings as our defenders. The defense really begins and ends with, if you want to be for real, probably Pippen first. Because Mike will be like, hey, Mike, when you drop 30, 40, 50 tonight, so let's let Pip carry most of the defensive load and let you pick up, pick your spots. And so once again, still got to have a big to win in the league. You got to guard Hakeem, Shaq, all these other people. But we got to have somebody back there. Jordan, like, man, I'm tired of dealing with this dude, bro. This crazy wild child over there, bro. Get him on the Bulls. We can have that. So the defense really beginning in with Dennis, or is he just a prominent feature of this more so based off of the scheme? Because the Bulls basically replicated what the Pistons did. We want to go prominent guard front. Well, we're going to upsize you a little bit because we already got Jordan. We already got Pippen. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to now win the 90s with the Pistons blueprint of having dominant guard or dominant wing front, my 1-2 punch here, and get a wild child Dennis Rodman back there. So that's why I kind of tug of war with that. That is, I hate to say it's like because it sounds like I'm throwing shade against Robin, like he's not this great. Legit, he's in this conversation for a reason. So I don't want to just sound like I'm trying to like downplay how great Robin is and was. But was his role like what the defense saying? First piece is Robin. Where is he at? So if you go on a game plan against the Bulls, is your first assignment like, hey, where is Pippen, or hey, where's Robin? For me, it's probably with Pippen at. And it's just my point of view. Once again, we didn't grow up in the 90s watching it that heavy, so it could have been Rodman first. But in my mind of what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing, Pippen first, arguably Jordan, arguably Rodman in that order. Same thing with the Pistons. Where is they at? You might go Joe first, and then Rodman's probably third, just because of the big front of what Rodman's going to be. But it's mostly like where in the world is Joe going to be at? Who's going to pick up Clyde Drexler? Who's going to guard Jordan? Who's going to guard this? Who's going to guard that? So because of it being a big center league, Rodman got a more prominent role, and he had a automatic guaranteed weight he had to carry. But if your focal point of defense is Rodman first or is Pippen first, is Rodman first or is Joe or Isaiah first? So that's my kind of like, I don't know. This ain't me saying yes or no. It's just me throwing a question out there because I don't know. I wasn't in the 80s and 90s watching the team, so I don't know.
Well, my rebuttal to that would be, I think you have. I feel like the Pistons more so defensively. Rodman was the most important thing. I think obviously they had the Jordan rules and stuff, and got the reputation of being super physical and all that good stuff, and that's all true. But I think as far as like legit stopping another person, I think Isaiah Thomas was really good. Joe Dumars too. I mean, Joe Dumars. I just looked at it. Joe Dumars got 5 all defensive teams. Yeah, 5 all defensive teams, 4 first teams. Uh, I don't see Isaiah Thomas right now, but Joe Dumars, Isaiah Thomas, and Dennis Rodman guarding the people that's like really handling the ball and stuff like that. And then they got enforcers like Rick Mahorn and Bill Laimbeer behind them. It's like, all right, we sending them this way, and if they get out of hand or they blow by us, whatever, then that's on you. We got you behind us for that, and they do what they do. So I think defensively, I think it's a team collective. You know what I mean? These are great defensive teams. Isaiah, Joe Dumars, and Dennis Rodman, so great defensive team. Jordan Pip, Dennis Rodman, great defensive team. Like you can't take that away from them just because they have a great defense. Like just because they have more than one good defender, I think Dennis Rodman makes it go though, because Dennis is one of them guys like we talk about, like a KG or somebody like that, who can kind of guard anybody. I feel like they cool with Dennis guarding anybody. For him to have been what was Dennis Rodman, 6'6", 6'7",
Yeah,
something like that. And it felt like he can guard anybody. Like we'll put Dennis Rodman on Karl Malone, and we'll put Dennis Rodman on. It don't matter. Like when he was with the Pistons, I feel like he, especially then, because he was skinny or skinnier, he was guarding anything, anybody.
he was guarding Jordan. Then next game he guarding Dream. It was like,
Exactly. And the fact that they feel comfortable doing that tells me that the defense goes through him, or not even goes through him, but he's like the focal point, because it's like, okay, we're gonna put Dennis on him, and we're not worried about it. And then this is everybody else's job. You know what I mean? And when you can do that, that adds a lot of value, even if you don't have stats behind it. Now Dennis does have stats. I'm not trying to say he doesn't, but when I could take a guy like myself in the level that I've played on, if we could say, hey, when you in the game, switch everything. When your man set a screen, just switch everything. Don't need to be complicated. Switch everything. That is added value because number one, I don't have to worry about guarding ball screens. Now it might create a mismatch for the guard if it's a small guard and a big man sets a screen, whatever. That's different. But we can rotate out of that or double team the big, all that good stuff. But if I could just say, okay, on your ball screen, switch, and we switch it, and I can trust you to guard that person in front of you, that is super valuable because it's like, okay, they're not getting offense out of pick and rolls now, at least not when your man set the screen. And that's big value. And that's something that don't show up in stats. So when I got a Dennis Rodman that I can say, hey, I want you to guard. I'm trying to think of a guy in the like late 80s, early 90s besides Michael Jordan. If I can say, hey man, I need you to guard Clyde Drexler.
mm-hmm.
And then the next week say, all right, Dominique Wilkins is coming.
And
Dennis
Karl Malone.
Charles Barkley, like anybody in that range, you guarding them, that's huge value. Because I'm not worried about this player as much as I would be. Now they probably still get, numbers, but he make it difficult on them, wear them down, make them tired, make them work. That is value. And so that tells me defense really going through him at the end of the day. Because we ain't putting Isaiah Thomas on Dominique Wilkins. We just not. We're just not. As great a defender as he is, we're just not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And his size is obviously a virtue, but we just not doing that. And we're not putting Joe Dumars on Charles Barkley. We're not. This is why Dennis got the 2 DPOYs in Detroit, because that is the guy that we can say, hey, go get whoever. And he going to get you 25 rebounds and whatever he got to do, man. Whatever he got to do, he going to do it. So I think I'm low-key talking myself into him being in the top 10 at this point.
Yeah. So I'll take back what I said about the Pistons era. Because he won back-to-back. You win one, it's like, okay, cool, maybe. You won back-to-back. So it's like at that point, you're the best defender on the best defense for sure.
Mm-hmm.
In the era of Mark Eaton, David Robinson, Hakeem, Dikembe was most likely in the league around that time. So in that era, you're the best defender for 2 years in a row on the best defense on the championship winning team. Kudos to you, man. So, okay, Robin was for sure the focal point on defense for those teams. And then I think maybe I want to. It's kind of weird to say this, but his defense might take a step back. I know it sounds weird. Like, why would defense take a step back? Well, like you said, he can guard 2 through 5. You feel comfortable on some ones, depending on who they are. But because we have Pippen and Jordan out there, just stick with like 3 through 5. We'll let Jordan guard a couple ones. We'll let Pippen guard a couple ones, stick them on the ones and twos, and of course go threes. If we really need to, we'll go fours, depending on the situation and matchup. But Robin pretty much got wings and bigs locked down, like for sure. So that's where his defense probably took a step back and saying, "No, we're gonna let you guard shot the whole game. That's it. Don't worry about Kobe. We got 2 guys for Kobe. Don't worry about that. We got 2 guys for Penny. We good." Versus, nah, that's another thing. Handicap of Isaiah. He's on the 6'1". On the Bulls, you got 6'6" and like 6'8". No, bro, we good. Like,
We switching everything, keep everything in front of you, send them
yeah,
down to Bill Cartwright.
you feel me? So that's where the Bulls kind of hurt him, handicapped him some in terms of his greatness being displayed. Because it's like, bro, we got on the defensive end, we got Ron Harper, and he got like a good 6'4", 6'5", I think. If I'm wrong, charge to my head, not my heart. And you got
Mhm.
Jordan at the 2, Pip at the 3, Robin at the 4. And at that point, that's almost don't matter at the 5 because you're going to have Robin back there. Just have somebody not being stupid at that point. Because you're going to have them flying around, switching if they need to, digging down. Robin going to stand them up. And if you got the big that's not stupid and he's in position, that's going to help defense out. So that's what probably hurt him some in terms of his notoriety. Because, like, you look at when he got there, I think it was 90, either 94, 95, 95, 96. So you got
95,
McKembe.
96.
Yeah, so you had GP won that year, McKembe won back to back, and then Zoe won back to back to Kimbe. He closed out that time. So in a 3-year run that they won the ring, you had GP win, which was history. Then you had Dikembe, and then you had Zoe close out 98, 99. So is arguably might not have won it because of them. But if you look at him being on the best team and
So
arguably one of the best
I help you out
defenders.
right here. So Dennis Rodman finished. So first 2 years he didn't have no awards. His third year, still with Detroit, he was third in the running for DPOY, first team all defense, which was 88, 89. 89, 90, he won DPOY. 91, he won DPOY. So obviously he was first team all defense. The next year, 92, he was second in DPOY. That's the Kimbe you was talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he was second to the Kimbe.
Okay.
Was still all defensive first team. The next year he was fourth in votes for DPOY, but he was still all defensive first team. So I don't know who was second and third. But Dikembe won that again, I think you said. And then Gary Payton. And then after that, he was in San Antonio for the next 2 years, 93, 94, 94, 95. He was in San Antonio, had a little bit of a fall off, but he was still all defense. Had a little bit of fall off offensively. Let me say that because I'm looking at his stats. But he was still all defensive second team in 94 and defensive first team in 95. Then he hit Chicago in 95, 96. All defensive first team again. 97, he got nothing. 98, he got nothing. But those are the Bulls three-peats. So when it came to the three-peat with Chicago, he might not have been the defensive menace the same way. Or maybe there was just other guys that was getting the notoriety of the all defensive teams and all that good stuff. But his first year in Chicago, he was still all defensive first team. And then the next 2 years, not so much. But he was always in the mix for DPOY, and he was always defensive first team. He won 8 defensive first team, or 7 defensive first teams and 1 second team. So that's tough. You talking about 8 years of being one of the best defenders in the league.
Yeah.
That's tough. And you want to hear the most Dennis Rodman stat ever? Dennis Rodman, only his first 2 seasons in the league, did he average more points than rebounds. After his rookie season and his sophomore season, he averaged more rebounds than points the rest of his career. Like every season. In the third year, it was close. He averaged 9.4 rebounds. He averaged 9.0 points. Then the next year, he averaged 9.7 rebounds and 8.8 points. And then every year after that, he was averaging 12 and then 18 and 18 and 17, like crazy rebounds. So in a way, it makes sense because how many rebounds he was actually getting. Because when you're talking about getting 18 rebounds a game, 18 points ain't light. So that kind of makes sense. But he was 6'7". So for him to be averaging more rebounds than points is insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, Charles Barkley averaged crazy rebounds, but he was scoring. Dennis Rodman was like, nah, rebounds. That's me. These my points. That's just crazy to me when I was actually looking at it. But yeah, bro. He averaged more rebounds than points for his career, obviously. But only his first 2 seasons was it even more points than rebounds.
All right, man. We 20 minutes into this and we still ain't even touched top 10. So
all right, let's get into it. So let's how about we do this? How about we start with who you think should be number 1 and we'll go back and forth and we work our way down. Because obviously I feel like the 1 through probably 7 is going to be pretty similar. Then 8, 9, 10 is debatable, I feel like. So we'll work our way into who can fight into the 8, 9, 10s or whatever, however it goes. You want to do that or you want to do it the opposite?
I feel like either way is gonna be a debate. So like you said, let's say 1 through 7 is locked in. So it's gonna be a fight of figuring out like 5, 6, 7. Then it's gonna be a fight of 3, 4.
But I feel like 5, 6, 7 debates will go a lot faster than 8, 9, 10 and 11, 12 who gonna be because when we get to the 8, 9, 10, it's really gonna be a talk about who's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 at the end. Like top 5 gonna be pretty solidified. 7, 6, 7. Let me say I'm more comfortable with saying, all right, this guy could be 3rd and this guy could be 4th, even though I had him 3rd and him 4th, than saying, all right, this guy could be 8th and I had him 12th. You get what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know which one will be faster.
That's what I'm saying. So let's go ahead and finish this out. Let's go this way. So we'll build up to 1.
Okay.
All right. So let's do it this way. Let's just go by let's go by groups. So right now we're looking at Rudy Gobert at 8, Kareem 9, Bill Russell 10. And it's not the solidified order. It's just like to give an idea of the tiers we got them at or the rankings. So like in this group, if we're gonna figure out who's gonna be the last 8, 9, and 10, we got Rudy Gobert, Kareem, Bill Russell, Lonzo Mourning, and Rodman. So we gotta cut 2 out of these people. So Rudy Gobert, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bill Russell, Alonzo Mourning, and Dennis Rodman. Who's the 2 that gotta go?
I think I'm going.
Dang, this stuff. Off top, I feel Zoe's still on the outside looking in. I hate saying that, bro, but Zoe's still outside looking in.
I'm saying like this: Rudy is staying. You don't get 3 DPOYs in a row. Or 4? Was it 4? What was it?
He has 4 total.
1, 2, 3. Hold on. Yeah, he got 4, but he did 1 in a row. He got 2 in a row. Then Giannis won that he won, and then it was 3 years that he won again. So 4 DPOYs, he in the top 10. I don't care what nobody got to say about nothing. Rudy is staying. Then after Rudy, I think I'm keeping Kareem because of everything he also did defensively. Like, I don't think Kareem got a DPOY because they weren't doing it in the 70s. They didn't start DPOYs till 83.
So that's a fair thing too.
Yeah.
You
Same thing for his blocks.
All stats and numbers. Yeah.
Right. Same things for his blocks. They didn't count blocks first couple of years of his career. We talked about that last time. But he still got 11 all defensive teams, 5 first teams, 6 second teams, 11 in total.
So that also works in Bill Russell's favor because there's no telling about what
How
he
many
would
he
have
would
had.
have.
He'd
Exactly.
probably be number one all time. Like there's no telling.
He probably for sure would be because 11 championships, you one of the best defensive players in the league. You weren't known for defense to anything.
Mm-hmm.
He probably got 8, 9 DPO. In a 12-team league, especially with players voting, man, you're the reward the bill, man. Bill, you ever see that clip, or it's kind of like a meme now, but it's a picture of Bill Russell like jumping and he like leaning over one of his teammates in the air to block a shot, and, and it said this picture of Bill Russell jumping over an MF to block another MF. Oh my goodness! So yeah. Bill, I'm cool with Bill and Kareem staying, honestly. So if out of the five you name, I think Lonzo and Dennis Rodman probably on the outside looking in. And I hate to
Ooh,
say that. We can
yeah.
talk more about who's up further, but out of the five you just named, I think Alonzo and Dennis Rodman on the outside looking in. Just showing respect to Bill Russell and them. Because we know, but they don't necessarily have everything to show for that.
Okay. With that being said, I know somebody gonna flame us for saying this. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
fine with it. I'm absolutely fine with it. This is still showing a level of respect without being disrespectful, in my opinion. I feel comfortable having Bill at 10 and Kareem at 9, or vice versa. I don't really care about who's who and where's which one's where. But I'm
But they
comfortable
both in
leaving them 9 and 10 out of the fact that we know how great they are, but it's hard to fully quantify because we're like splitting hairs between who's who and what's what.
there. Mm-hmm.
So out of respect, they're easily going to be top 10. If we're being for real, they probably would be top 5 if we're being 100% real.
Yeah, for sure. But
But because we have an asterisk behind their defensive career, we can't fully put them all the way over everybody else when we know for sure what they did and what they didn't do. So
yeah,
honestly, I'll take that back. I feel good putting both of them over Gobert because we know they would have been putting up numbers that Gobert wouldn't be able to do. So
brother, he
Gobert
got
at
4.
10,
This is just my thing, brother. If we put 4-time DPOY at number 10,
bro, this is why. Because first, okay, now we gotta do this. I don't want to be the Gobert hater, but we know he should not be 4-time. 2-time, sure. 3-time, maybe. 4-time, no. He's not that cap. We talking about 4-time DPOY. Who else has 4-time DPOY? Dikembe Mutombo. We're not putting Gobert over Mutombo. In no universe are we doing that. So with that being said, and okay, if you want to go off that, is Dikembe number one all time for you?
no.
Okay, then. So we can't sit here and go to four
But
time
he's not
DPOY and
10.
automatically guarantee that joint, bro. You can't guarantee it just because you got 4-time.
But he's not 10, and we're also not debating on him being off the list. That's what I'm
No, I'm
saying.
not. I'm not saying off the list. I'm saying number 10 because we know what
But
bro. The award will probably be named after Bill Russell if they were counting stats back then.
I'm with you. I 100% agree. But brother, I just feel like if there was a 4-time MVP, like there are no the only 4-time MVPs is Kareem and Mike. Mike got 4 or 5, and LeBron. LeBron got 4, Mike got 5, Kareem got 6
Mhm.
MVPs. They the only guys with that. They're goats, all three of them. So a guy get 4 DPOYs, we looking at it like he shouldn't have 4. And
All
I
right.
just feel like that's kind of messed up. You know what I mean?
All right.
Now
Okay.
you can talk about who's in the league, but
Okay.
he still earned it, bro.
Okay. I'm gonna put it to you like this. All right.
All right.
Ben Wallace, 4-time DPOI. Dikembe
Mm-hmm.
Mutombo, 4-time DPOI.
Mm-hmm.
Dwight Howard, 3-time in a row DPOI. We're putting all these names over Gobert. comfortably. So why is it such a reach to put him at 10 when we know Kareem would have had 3 or 4 of them boys in the 60s and 70s and 8? This man played 20 years, bro. You can't tell me you couldn't get 4 of them. Let's go back. He played all to the 80s. So the career, the award didn't start until 82, 83. So you trying to tell me by that point, Kareem wouldn't have had a couple of them things? He wouldn't have had 4 of them?
He for sure
Bill
would have
Russell
had
wouldn't have
them.
had 4. So that's my point of this. Like, I hate to play this game because this is where it gets kind of tricky, but we can't sit here and be like, oh, 4-time DPOY automatically gets a nod over 2 people who have an asterisk. But that asterisk is a smaller one because the award probably would have been named over either one of these 2 people. So I can't sit here and just be like, oh, automatically when we got Ben Wallace and the Dikembe Mutombo, and the White probably would have had 4 too. Ain't nobody batting out about that. So that's where it's like you can't just sit here and say 4-time DPOY automatic. Like, no, bro, it ain't that simple no more. We can't play the 4-time DPOY card because we got 2 more on this list, and another one's 3-time. It ain't that
Okay.
simple at this point.
Hey, I never thought I would have never thought when I woke up this morning, like, man, you probably would have to defend Rudy Gobert today. But
Against Kareem and Bill Russell, you might have to, brother.
bro, we see that's the thing. You gotta take the name away. We know what the name represents. Bill Russell.
It ain't about name at this point. It's ain't about name at this point. This is about I can't even say fact, but it's like Kareem numbers would have been stupid if they were counting all of his
for
blocks.
sure. But we'll throw this at you also.
Okay.
Kareem got 11 all defensive teams, more than Rudy Gobert, who only got 8. But of Rudy's 8 defensive teams, 7 of the 8 are first, and the other one is second team. So he got 7 first teams. Out of Kareem's 11, he got 5 first teams, 6 second teams. So with that being said, he could not have had no more than 5 DPOYs because he only got 5 all defensive first teams. And I'm assuming he ain't winning all 5 DPOYs. That's just off my assumption. So he probably would still have a couple though. I full-heartedly believe he would have a couple. But he only got 5 all defensive first teams. And they didn't have the award. I get that. And he probably would have deserved it. Matter of fact, let me see. When was the first year they did DPOYs? First year they did DPOYs was 83. So yeah, he missed about half his career without the ability to have a DPOY. But he still had defensive teams. And he was first 5 times. All defensive team first 5 times. Rudy got 7. So if we going based on that, Rudy still got a little bit of an edge on Kareem. Kareem got the longevity on him. He got that. But we talking about 7 years, I was one of the best defenders in the league. Kareem got a 5 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And that means something. So, and then out of them 7, Rudy got 4 DPOYs. Now, I don't know how many DPOYs Kareem would have had. I don't know. But it's a stretch to say if DPOY was available, he would have won all 5 of them times. It's a stretch.
When did they start tracking defensive teams? Do you know?
They have defensive teams all his career. I just looked.
All of his career so he started in 69, 70.
Yeah, it still say he was all defensive second team in his rookie year. He was second team, first, second, first. Then he didn't make it a couple times and he won second again a couple years later. That's what I'm saying. So it's a stretch to say, hey, you probably was going to win DPOY in 5 different years.
I'll give you Kareem. Let's say out of them 5 years, he won 2 or 3 of them. Cool.
Right.
I'll give you that. I'm not giving you Bill. I'm not budging on Bill. I'm not.
And I'm slightly better. I'm slightly more okay with Bill because I feel like in the league Bill played in, Bill probably had crazy blocks. Mm-hmm. Crazy. I really do feel like they just didn't keep track of it. I genuinely feel like he had crazy blocks during this time. So he probably would have had, and they didn't keep all defensive teams because, like I said, they didn't start keeping track of that. They didn't start keeping all defensive teams Actually, I'm lying. Hold on. I don't know when they'd start doing it. They had it all of Kareem's year, so they had it during the 70s and stuff. But when I looked at Bill Russell, he got one all defensive team his last year in the league. So they was like, man, they probably was like, man, get the Bill, bro. Bill served it.
They started tracking it 68, 69 season, and he'll still
Yeah,
first.
yeah. I feel like they probably was like, man, Bill deserved it, bro.
Yeah.
Bill probably would have had 20 of these.
So that's why I'm just like, now you could pull the card of like, well, who was you going against? Okay, cool. But I wholeheartedly believe Bill Russell is, if you're looking at the genealogy, let's go anime for a second. You know how they had the Naruto and Sasuke with like the lineage of whoever and wherever. I
Yeah,
feel like Dennis Rodman came from that lineage tree, but Bill Russell is like the origin point, and you split it off in two ways. So you got the undersized energy bigs who like give you the rebounds and all that stuff. But then you gotta look at the KGs who can do a little bit of everything and guard a little bit of everything, but he's just a little bit bigger. I feel like you can't track either side of defensive bigs without pointing back to Bill Russell now. And it's like, bro, he can give you the non-stats defense. Well, I'm here sitting in my position, I'm playing good defense, communicating, talking. We know that much. So he can give you that. But then I got 20 rebounds a game. I got 30 rebounds a game, 10 blocks, 6 steals. Probably had triple doubles off of steals too. So if you kept track of all of Bill's stuff, like some people will probably put Bill number one in this list. Like we just talking crazy right now. I think having this conversation about even if he's top five, you feel me? So
yeah. It's just
this is
one of the things.
this is the best we can do with what we know and understand about Bill. So this ain't trying to be disrespectful towards Bill, may he rest in peace. But what we know, what we have to work with is that Bill got handicapped by being so early before stuff was tracked. But we know he would have put numbers on the board if they were keeping track of them.
For sure.
So
I think that's respect in itself. We didn't see it, and you ain't even got all the numbers to back it up. But based on what we know and what people have told us, the legend of Bill Russell, you
yeah,
still in it. You know what I
yeah.
mean? And I feel like that's something in itself. Like the fact that people put Bill Russell and Will Chamberlain in their top tens is just based on respect, literally. So it's just one of them things, man. So we respect you, Bill, but we also respect the people ahead of your time. You was before your time. So we show respect anyway. So
All right.
yeah, man. I think Bill solidified in the top 10. I think Rudy solidified in the top 10. I think the real, and then I'm keeping Kareem. I like Kareem. So I like them three to be in the top 10. If you want to put Rudy Gobert at the bottom, though,
No, okay.
that
Before we go there, go back to Rodman's defensive teams. Where was he at?
defensive teams, got you. Just a second, hold on. All defensive teams. Where's Rodman? Where's Rodman?
And I'll try to
Right, there
pull
you
up
go.
though.
He got 8 all defensive teams, 7 first teams, 1 second team. Same amount as Rudy Gobert.
Hmm. So now the conversation becomes: does Rodman take over Kareem's spot at number 10?
Sheesh. I think it's tough because I think Kareem get more than 2 DPOYs. He get at least 3. I think he get
But
at least 3.
but we just covered how he kind of got handicapped playing with two other legends. Like we y'all gonna see later in the season, he's playing against or playing with two other juggernaut all time defensive players
For
versus
sure.
Kareem. Oscar Robertson might be the next best defender he had when he was in Milwaukee. And then you want to go Lakers years, probably Michael Cooper, or James Worthy maybe. And Byron Scott probably in that conversation. But like, if we're ranking these guys, we're easily gonna go Pippen and Jordan 1, 2, 2, 1. I don't care how you put it, but we're going them two first. Then
Mm-hmm.
maybe Coop, maybe Big O and James duking it out for the next spot. We don't know. But so that's where it's like you want to see who they played it with. he got beat up by the fact he was playing with two of the greatest, arguably the greatest wing defenders of all time. That kind of messed him up a little bit. So yeah, I don't know, man.
I, I get that, but he also did. He won all defensive team during them years. Rodman wasn't. So that I mean, I don't know how much stock you want to put in that. I think he was just maybe his role was a little different for the Bulls because they had Scotty. You know, like they had another guy who could guard those wing guys. You know what I mean? But if you go into them 3 years in Chicago, he was all defensive first team the first time. Then the next 2 years he wasn't on all defensive teams. So uh, it's a little different. I know, like I do probably say it had a lot to do with Scottie Pippen being able to guard those wings, and he more so probably just guarding power forwards and centers when needed. But he still, I'm not taking away from him. He still is obviously a big piece.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, man. You really pick your poison with it, bro. It's like, do I take the guy with the 2 DPOYs, or do I take the guy with the 11 defensive teams? Because Kareem got 11 all defensive teams, only 5 first teams. Dennis got 7 first teams and 8 total and 2 DPOYs. So that's what I think the argument really is. It's like, do you put more stock in that, or do you really believe Kareem probably would have had them DPOYs? Because now if you say, okay, Kareem probably get 3 DPOYs, if he got 2 DPOYs in those 5 all defensive teams, first teams, I think it's automatic. I think we automatically slide Kareem in over Dennis. So I think for that fact that we probably, I'm not trying to speak for you, but I'm sure we both believe he get more than one.
Mm-hmm.
I think we slide Kareem in over Dennis with respect to Dennis.
All right. So this my last think piece before we move on from this.
Okay.
Who will put more fear in your heart? Kareem during the 70s or Dennis during the, let's go, 90s?
Okay. See, I don't like this because now we're talking about intangible.
No.
The
But he's guarding
intangible.
you. But this matters though. This matters. We said that
You're
earlier
right.
with somebody else before we recorded, and that matters.
You're right. It does matter. But this is the thing. I got more fear in Quincy Acey guarding me than LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? If Quincy Acey guarding me, I'm taking all jumpers. I'm scared, dog. I don't want no smoke with Quincy Acey. But it's one of them things, bro. Like, I don't know. So in my mind, if I'm also Kareem size, I think, and then like if I'm in all things being equal, I'm thinking if I'm a power forward, I think Dennis Rodman put more fear in me than Kareem. If I'm a center, I also think Dennis Rodman put more fear in me than Kareem. But
Let's say,
I think Kareem is a rim protector though, a great rim protector. So it's like he don't have to necessarily scare you as a defender, but it's like one of the things like I know Kareem is in the paint. Dennis, I feel like is a menace. No pun intended. He's the guy that's gonna mess up your offense. He gonna guard your best player. He gonna hound you, pick you up because that is his only job. His job is to wreck your offense, take your best player out of the game. I'm picking him up, whatever. He gonna bother you. He gonna try to get under your skin, all that little dirty stuff, everything. And so that kind of stuff is what we talking about when you say somebody put fear in you. Kareem a rim protector. You know what I mean? So it's like it's different. It's just different.
that's why I'm trying to qualify it by saying the age and era. So if you're, let's just take the bigs. If you're Rudy, I don't say Rudy Gobert. Oh, I definitely can't say it. If you're Tim Duncan, you're a KG. You play 4 or 5. In those days, you playing 5. And you gotta do your job against Kareem. Like, you know that's your matchup. And you have to worry about Kareem guarding you. I think this the last piece that kind of swayed me. I think I have my answer, but this is the last piece that will sway me. How much of Kareem's positional defense was there? Meaning, okay, with Rodman, you have to be aware 24/7 Rodman because you don't know where he's at and where he's going to be at. He's going to be all over the floor. But in
Mm-hmm.
terms of Kareem, when you think about throwing the ball down to Will, throwing the ball down to, let's say, Duncan or KG, for instance, Dream, throwing the ball down to them, how much of it is we are really mindful of the fact that this can go either way versus how Rodman is like he's all over the floor. I'm not explaining this the best, but like you know how it is, like matchup on matchup. We're on the island. It's like,
Yeah.
ooh, 50-50 now because it's Kareem down there? Or is it like, I don't know, bro. We might have to crash the board, so watch out for the block now. How much of that is in play? Like how Dwight was or how Ben Wallace was. It's like, okay, we trust you, but we understand you got a tough matchup down there.
Mm-hmm.
So which one do you think was heavier on the defensive mind? Do you think like, dang, where the Dennis at on this floor? Or it's like, dang, we got to worry about Kareem locking up our big down there.
That's what I'm saying. It's different
It's tough.
because a big locking up a big is different than somebody picking up somebody on the wing playing 94 feet or
But that's what
whatever
I'm
the
saying.
case may be.
Of that time, if your big is getting locked up in the 80s,
That's a big
in the
thing.
70s, you're done. You
Yeah.
are done. So that's what I'm trying to figure out of like, because
What's more
Dennis
valuable?
came in, yeah, which one's more valuable? It's like your big getting locked up in the 80s and 70s, or Dennis Rodman flying around in the 90s. Shoot, if you put Dennis in today's game, same thing.
And I think that's the thing because we looking at it from a lens of like somebody like a Tony Allen that's gonna really make it
Mm-hmm.
like tough on your best player because all the best players are wings. Somebody that can make it tough on them, it's a lot more valuable than somebody who's like just gonna lock up the other big, unless the other big Nikola Jokic, in which that's super valuable. That's amazingly valuable. But other than that, you would prefer to have that wing defender.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm saying like it's kind of hard for us to look at it like, man, if Kareem like I really need to send you that video if I could ever go back and find it. Kareem playing against Wilt Chamberlain and he like blocking his layups and stuff and going crazy on defense. When you see something like that, you be like, man, maybe
Mm-hmm.
that jump was valuable. Like, I mean, obviously it was valuable, but maybe it's like even more valuable than we thought. Because somebody like Wilt Chamberlain taking 30 shots a game, he's scoring 55 points. Next thing you know, you run up on Kareem, and it's like you
Exactly.
ain't getting 55.
Yeah.
So give me Kareem, man. I ain't gonna lie, give me Kareem just for that.
Yeah.
Like, give me Kareem. Because if you go on Will Chamberlain and he getting 55 when everybody else he run up on you, he get 20. Now he's like a regular player.
Mm.
Give me that. Because evidently, for whatever I get with like who was he playing in this time, all that stuff. But whoever he was playing in this time was not Kareem. Kareem clearly was like, all right, that's enough of that. Like, so give me Kareem based on that.
All right. Guess what, brother? We finally got 8, 9, 10 done. And we
Eight,
almost
nine,
50
ten.
minutes into it. All right, so we finally got to the point we got some of the top 10 knocked out. So we got number 10, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Number 9, Rudy Gobert. And number 8, Bill Russell. Whew. Took a minute, but we there. All right. Dang, it's gonna be a nice little conversation. It's gonna be like a 2-hour podcast, bro. I hope we don't, but we'll see.
Hold on. So we said Kareem 10,
Mm-hmm.
Rudy 9. Is that what you said? Or Bill Russell 9?
Gobert 9.
Rudy 9,
And then Bill 8.
Bill 8. Okay. Gotcha. Okay.
All right. So the next few, I think we can just do 2 for right now. No, let's throw all of them in this conversation. All right. So we're gonna fight between 4 through 7 right now. We already
Mm-hmm.
mentioned 2 of them. We mentioned all of them really, but we got a 4-time DPOY in Dikembe Mutombo. The other 4-time DPOY in Ben Wallace. The 3-time DPOY in Dwight Howard. And I think David Robinson has 2. He has 1 or 2. He has 1.
DPOIs?
Yeah, he got one DPOY. Yeah. And so David Robinson having a one-time DPOI. How we sorting this out, brother? So we got a fight between 4, 5, 6, and 7. Off of DPOIs alone, David Robinson should be 7, but it ain't that simple and ain't that easy, as we've fought through already.
All right, so let me ask you this: what got David Robinson over Kareem and Dennis Rodman and them? What we pointing to say, yeah, David Robinson top 7 and not bottom 10?
So here's the thing
He
about
has some
David.
crazy blocks numbers too, though.
I would say here's the thing about David that was very
He number
unique.
6 all time. Ooh, okay.
So
Go ahead.
you can talk numbers for me because I ain't gonna put up in front of me.
I got it all.
Yeah. So I'm gonna speak on more of the intangible pieces. This man was 7'7" 1", and he was one of the early like yoke brothers of the league. Like he
He
was,
was yo.
you feel me? So he was
That
the early brand
military.
of that. Yeah, that military, the Navy paid off for him. You feel me? So, um, but he was one of those dudes. But he was an outlier in the fact that he was so nimble and athletic too. So he was the
Mhm.
white before the white. He was the white muscle wise with the quickness and feet to be able to guard a wing if you need. Like he probably do very well in today's game. Like probably very well because he had the feet, the footwork to be able to move and all that stuff. So off of that, that's where a lot of love and respect comes to him. And I've heard whispers here and there of like him being a better defender than Tim Duncan. I don't know, but I'm just telling you what I've heard. I can't because once again, I ain't watched David like that. Because in my mind, Timmy D's the man. But
He the guy.
I've heard whispers Davis was the better defender. Obviously, player for player, Tim Duncan winning. But defensive speaking and all that, just strictly defensive, David was probably a better defender. So I don't know. But well, we get to that later. But he got something a leg up on Tim in different category. So that's where for me in my mind where Tim Duncan comes in of being that. Because if you look at once again that lineage of Bill Russell's defensive tree, he's another protege of that of being like you can switch out and guard a little bit of everything. You're a big, but that the footwork and everything to move around the court. So if David Robinson was 6'8", like a Rodman, he'd probably be like that in terms of that category. Like he probably guard a little bit of everything. But because he's 7'1" in the 80s and 90s, you're just guarding 5s and 4s. But we
Yeah.
feel decent about you switching out guarding a Rodman for a possession here and there. That's not definitely not the game plan back in the day, but like you put him in today's era, it's like, oh, bro, do your thing, we good, like we chilling. So now, does it get dropped down? Is the conversation.
As I was looking at it, his saving grace, David Robinson's, is that he number 6 in blocks all time. Like he was going crazy on the blocks. How we love and respect blocks over here.
Mm-hmm.
But he 8-time defensive team, 4-4, four first, 4 second. So everybody that we named before now got more first teams.
Mm-hmm.
I think but I ain't gonna lie, peak for peak, I think he is probably deserving to be up there. So
Oh, that's another thing we forgot too. Like peak. Like this ain't just like all about Chris, also about peak too. I
yeah,
don't think we
peak
mentioned
for
that.
peak, peak for peak. I think he up there, even with the one DPOY. So okay, I'm all right with that. I'm all right with that. So all right, back to who was on who are the guys we debating in this area? You said David
So
Robinson.
it's David Robinson, Dikembe Mutombo, Dwight Howard, and Ben Wallace.
Give me Ben Wallace at. I think Ben Wallace with the how many DPOYs? 4.
4.
Give me Ben at the tippy top
So he's number 4
of
for you.
these
Okay.
guys.
Okay.
Of these guys, debatably higher than that. We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see, because I think honestly, in my thought process right now, the top three is the top three. But that's the point of having this debate. So we'll get into it.
Right. Ben Wallace number 14 all time in blocks, so top 15 all time. Also got 4 DPOYs, as we mentioned. And I'm looking for the defensive teams. Ben Wallace. He got 6 defensive teams, 5 first teams, 1 second. So he don't have as many defensive teams as everybody else. Another guy that's 6'9", playing center.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He going crazy. So a 6'9" guy averaging 3.5 blocks a game. Come on, man. That's crazy. So and he was getting you almost 2 steals.
That's what I'm saying,
So
bro. Like now
give
we get
me
into nitty gritty of like players who can. It's not just blocks anymore. It's like, bro, I'm impacting the game statistically through blocks, rebounds, and some steals too. I think all these guys, except maybe Mutombo, were getting some steals in there too.
yeah. So give me Ben at the tippy top. Give
Mm-hmm.
me Dikembe under Ben.
Mm.
So Dikembe number 5.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then who we got? David Robinson and who else?
Dwight Howard.
Give me Dwight, David Robinson in that order.
Here's my biggest gripe against Dwight Howard.
Okay.
Respect, like this is where my full, I won't say full awakening, but like my thought process of what the dominant defensive big looks like. Like he's like the big um marker of what I think about. So you think about defensive bigs of my lifetime and my era, Dwight is up there. He's probably top 3. That just sticks out to me. The biggest
Mm-hmm.
thing I dislike about him was some level of his IQ is the fact that he thought everything had to be like the statement block.
Smacking it to the stands.
Everything had to go 10 rows deep. Versus everybody else in his list would get that. It's like, yeah, let me stop playing. Let me send this one out of here. Man, all right, bro. I think it's sweet. Let me set the tone right here. Probably
Let's see
except
what's
Duncan.
really going
I think
on.
Duncan's probably the only one who was like, nah, I don't care about none of that, bro. Let's get this offense going. This is the point of playing defense, is to get the offense going. So I'm gonna block this shot. Here you go, Timmy. Here you go, Tony. Here you go, Manu. Here you go, DL. Go start the break. You feel me? Like, but I think everybody else on this list would be like, all right, bro, I think it's sweet. We need to get some momentum going. Let me swat this in your coach's face real quick and get the crowd oohing and ahhing. Let me shut you up. You've been talking this whole game. Let me smack this one, and you hear it and get this going. Dwight was saying, let's do that every time we can. And because of that, you're probably looking at him getting the most fouls out of this group and probably getting the most goaltending out of this group.
For
Now, I
sure.
get it. You a shot blocker that goes into it, but like, if you take Tim Duncan out of this, because he's just the outlier in this, I feel like he's on the opposite end of the spectrum when we have this conversation. Dikembe's probably up there too, but I just think he has a smarter IQ when it comes to blocking stuff, bro. Like he knows that, okay, I can't get this one, and I'm gonna let you rock. Versus Dwight is like, nah, I'm trying to get everything I can. So that's why for me, Dwight will probably be number 7 on this list. Because now, like, you got to nitpick at something now, and I think that's the thing. Like, yes, you're great with averaging 2, 3 blocks, whatever you got. Yes, you're great with putting up 20 games. Cool. But you're costing us games. Now, you're costing us points where if we lose by 6 and you had 2 goaltenders and then you had 2 fouls that were pointless, that's the game now. So it's like, at that point, I got to pull you down because now your IQ is costing us. Like, I get you doing it intentionally, but how much this intentionality is pulling us back now? So that's
Yeah.
what, for me personally, I got to put him 7 out of this list. This is very nitpicky, but like that's a thing for me. That I'm just like, come
So
on, bro.
David Robinson over Dwight,
I got to, man.
3 DPOIs in a row.
I
Number
think so,
13
man.
all time in blocks. Well, David Robinson's number 6. So
I'm gonna
that's
say,
them
like,
as
he ain't no slouch on the numbers either, bro. It just, outside of DPOYs,
3 in a row though, man.
outside of DPOYs, if you took DPOYs away, now that's not to say we won't get back to that later, but take the DPOYs away, player for player, do you think Dwight's that much better?
I don't know, man. Dwight is like a juggernaut in my mind. I feel like
I
David
know.
Robinson probably had a lot of the same qualities, though. Like super strong, mobile, athletic, like could run, could jump. I feel like they had the same mold. You know what I mean? David Robinson just had the better offensive game. Therefore, he one of the best players in the league at the time. But if we talking strictly defense, it's close.
Mm-hmm.
It's close. But I'm like, man, 3 DPOYs in a row? You know, I could go for either one, but like we splitting hairs, obviously. But man, that just seems so tough to be like, yeah, give me the guy with 1 DPOY over Dwight Howard. Even though he got more blocks and stuff. It's just I feel like Dwight Howard has such a dominance defensively. And maybe Dave Robinson just like overshadowed his offense overshadowed the defense. But oh no, man, that's tough. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. David Robinson they got the same amount of first team. No, yes. They got the same amount of first teams. David Robinson got more second teams. I
All
didn't
right,
realize
so
how
we got
short lived I didn't realize how short lived Dwight's like magic years and dominance in defense really lasted. He still was obviously a dominant shot blocker for like all his career, but he only got 4 first teams and 1 second team, and all of that was in Orlando. I ain't even realized that.
so we're gonna go career stats and total rebounds. The White got the edge and blocks. Dave Robinson got that easy. Dave Robinson got 3 blocks per game compared to 1.8 blocks per game for the White.
Mm-hmm.
Um, can't go off none of that. All defensive teams. Dave Robinson has 8. The White only has 5. DPOIs is 3-1.
Yeah,
Since we going, since we going peak, this is tough to say, man, because the White was in the era where bigs weren't really bigs like that. So that's
it
kind
was
of
getting
hurting
to that,
him.
but in them 2000s, people still had to get to the rim. They still had bigs that couldn't shoot. Like it still was 2009, 2010, 2011. We still playing positions because KG, Tim Duncan, all them boys still in the league. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
But as far as centers go, there was centers in the league, but like it ain't like what David Robinson had to face.
That's what my point is. Like, yeah, he had some competition, but if we're if we're going off David Robinson's competition of what he had to face with who he was guarding versus Dwight Howard and who he had to face, we're probably going 1 through 5 of David's competition. That's tough to say, but we're probably going 1 through 5 of David competition before we get to somebody against the White. Dwight probably sneaking 1 or 2 in there. Like you got to mention Timmy.
Man, we already discussed the '90s had the best centers, man.
So that's what
They
I'm
had,
saying. Like you're
yeah,
defending the best bigs of all time. Like your era has the best bigs. Like when we mentioned the top 5 centers,
they all from the
shoot.
'90s. And
Let's
Bill
go top
Russell.
10. Let's broaden it out. If you mention the top
Yeah,
10 centers, because you got to throw Dwight, I mean, not Dwight. You got to throw Shaq in there. You got to throw Wilt. You got to throw Bill in there. Kareem. So like the rest of them boys coming from the '90s, pretty much, bro. Like 8, 6, 7 out of the 10 coming from the '90s. So that's where I'm like, oof. David had a tough run against his competition. So him winning the defensive stats at that time was like, oh, you earned it, my brother, because you going against the
you
best of the best.
and you know what? Now that you put it that way, let me go look at something real quick. When you put it that way, because when did David Robinson come into the league? Where you at?
86, I think. I just had it in front of me.
88, but he didn't play because of it. So his rookie year was 89, 90.
Mm-hmm.
So he played the whole '90s. So you know what? I give it to David because that means David Robinson snuck him a DPOY and some all defensive first teams. in the same era as Hakeem Olajuwon in the same time frame. They both played. They played the whole '90s. So for him to get a couple of them off Hakeem, because let me look at Hakeem. Hakeem played from '84 to the early 2000s. Played all of the '90s, obviously.
I think both of them played just about the same time. I think the King got a
They
couple more
did.
years on him. Yeah,
Yeah. So Hakeem came in '84, '85, and Robinson came in '89, '90. I
yeah,
think is what I just said. So 4 more years. But they both primes was in the '90s.
yep,
And now that I'm really looking at it, so the context does help. Because starting from '89, '90, Hakeem was first team. David Robinson was first team in '91. '92, I think David Robinson was it again. Hakeem wasn't on the list. Uh, '93, Hakeem won DPOY. DPOY again. '94, he was all. He didn't make a defensive team. '95, he was defensive second team. '96. So they was really like going back and forth. So for that purpose, for that reason, give me David Robinson. I slide David Robinson over Dwight Howard. That's tough though.
yeah. That's tough. Like,
But it's like I reference this all the time. Like when I won my second team all conference, and the two bigs in first team was both All Americans. It was like, well, buddy,
yeah,
you probably wasn't gonna win now. Hey, got me a DPOI though. Don't y'all ever forget.
yeah. I think it's tough, man. Cause like you said, like Dwight's peak was crazy. But let's look at his peak competition though. Like, cause that's where it kind of hurts him some because like if he was going against Shaq and Yao and he was giving them the business, like if he was able to like transition to that and he was going against shift to that to Tim Duncan, KG, and Dirk, and he was really guarding them, and that was like the bulk of his career, then
Yeah,
I'd probably because now you're going against Shaq, who is a top five center all time, Yao, who could have been a top 10 center all time, Tim Duncan, KG, who are top 3, 5 power forwards of all time. Dirk, who's top 10, top 5 power forward all time. Then you transition to like the Boogie Cousins, who could have been a top 10 in either position. And you're looking at all that, and the White's going against all these guys, and it's like, okay, now put a bigger fight, and you win 3-time DPOY against them. All right, bro. Now I have to look at him a little bit differently. But when you look at the IQ of like the small little intangible stuff of like keeping the ball out, bro. Like I get you want to send a message and stuff, but a block's still a block. I get it, it's like a on a damage scale, a block is an 8, but a smacking it out of bounds is a 10.
I get the statement.
Yeah. But let's play some IQ right here. Like we need to get some points going. Like if you smack it off the backboard and it starts a fast break and we score now versus you get a block and you get the ball back and they score now, does it really matter? This is good for you, but it hurts the team. So that on top of like we got broke down to the stats and stuff. David Robinson at 6 and the White at 7. Does the White drop now? Because we got Bill Russell at 8.
No, I like it. I like it like this. I ain't gonna lie. I
All
like.
right.
I think Bill is in a good spot to show respect,
Mm-hmm.
but also respect what guys are playing against now. He's at 8. We already got Rudy at 9. Rudy got more DPOYs than everybody we named. Rudy at 9, Kareem at 10, Bill at 8. I feel like
All
we
right.
showing enough respect.
So we've finally got this done. We got the bottom 5. So we got Kareem at 10, Gobert at 9, Bill Russell at 8, Dwight Howard 7, David Robinson 6. Now we got to duke it out for the top 5. Now we're looking at the Dikembe Mutombo and Ben Wallace. This is finna be disgusting because both on full-time DPO. So throw that out the window. We can even talk that right now.
Now we go stats.
Now it's about stats and it's about the intangibles now.
Mm-hmm. And Dikembe is second all time in blocks. Ben Wallace is 14th.
Mm.
Respect, Ben Wallace is still 6'9".
Yep.
We go all defensive teams. Where is he? Dang, where Dikembe Mutombo at? Dikembe Mutombo got 6 all defensive teams, 3 first, 3 second. Ben Wallace also has 6 defensive teams, 5 first, 1 second. So that's up. But they both got 4 DPOYs.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. Dikembe got 4 DPOYs?
Yeah.
Well, hold on. 1, 2. Yep. How does he have 4 DPOYs and 3 all defensive first teams? Marc Gasol. Let me see. Yep, 94-95 DPOY, all defensive second team. Who had the 95 defensive first team? Let me go see that right now. I gotta see that right now.
94,
All
95,
defensive
probably
team.
Dream.
Probably was. So why Dream ain't win DPOY?
Yeah,
1994,
Forrest
95
Grant.
defense. Dennis Rodman, Scottie Pippen, David Robinson. David Robinson
Mm.
was first team, but didn't win DPOY.
Mm.
What going on, man? We uncovering some secrets now, bro. What going on? Why we ain't give that to him? Because if David Robinson got 2 DPOIs, that's a big case for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Man, what we doing, man? Marc Gasol? Oh my God, the league is evil. Why we ain't get to him? Oh
Oh
my
man,
God.
it's getting
94,
crazy now.
95. Bro. Because I just think about it. I said, hold on. I just said 3 first team, 3 second team, but I was like, and I realized, like, you said 4 DPOY, so how is that even possible? Sure enough, Hakeem Olajuwon, second team all defense, DPOY.
I think it's safe
So
to
he,
say. I
go
think it's
ahead,
safe to say defense was ran by Dream, Mutombo, and David
David
Robinson.
Robinson. They was like the rim protector, defensive guys, like the anchors, the defensive anchors of the time.
So more than likely, if you see a Dream ain't on there, you're gonna see David Robinson or Mutombo. Is whether it's one or two. It depends on how what the flavor you was tasting that year. And if you don't see the other one, the others was on it. So it's really them three. If you had three defensive teams, I'm pretty sure Niners would have had all three of them on there any given time. So it's just a matter of who's fighting for first, second, or third. That's crazy, bro. Not this is why I love doing this stuff, bro, because it adds more layer of context of like how great these people were, bro.
Man, like 94, 95. I'm really looking at this now, like I'm investigating why was Dikembe Mutombo DPOY 94, 95?
Hold on.
1994.
That's funny, man. Hold on. Let's do a little.
Because he averaged 11 and a half points, 3.9 blocks, which is insane, half a steal a game, and rebounds, 12 and a half rebounds. So he averaged 11 and a half points, 12 and a half rebounds, almost 4 blocks a game.
Mm.
Them is some stats now. Them some stats. 94,
4 blocks is
95.
stupid, bro.
Hold on, man. It's not saying on Basketball Reference. I'm looking at Hakeem Olajuwon. It was David Robinson that won that. David Robinson was first team, but Mutombo won DPOY. So let me see what David Robinson did 94, 95. Oh, dang, it's crazy just looking at it on the Basketball Reference because it says DPOY All Star Defensive Second Team. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. One of these things does not belong here. Uh, where's David Robinson? So Matomo averaged 11 and a half, 12 and a half rebounds, 4 blocks in 94, 95. You know what it was? David Robinson won MVP, and they didn't want to give them both. That's what it
Mm.
was. Because I just looked at it, 94, 95, he was MVP. They didn't want to give them both. And I bet it was to protect Michael Jordan. I guarantee it had something to do with protecting Michael Jordan. They was like, we can't give them both. But
Yeah.
he's clearly defensive first team. He the best defensive player. Man, nah, bro. Because if we give him MVP and DPOY in the same season, nobody's else. No, at this time, nobody else had ever done that but Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon. they weren't trying to give David Robinson that. No way, no how. And when Hakeem did it, Mike was out the league. Come on, bro.
He was retired, so we didn't even think about
They weren't thinking about it, B. They weren't thinking about it. It was like, oh, man, Hakeem good. Mike came back, won some more rings, and David Robinson got ready to do that. They was like, oh, no. The GOAT, only the GOAT did that. What about Hakeem? He wasn't even in the league.
It don't matter. Because Jordan went in the league. It don't count.
It don't even count. Mike in the league, still winning rings again? Oh, nah, bro. We can't give him both. Give it to Dikembe. How we going to get to Dikembe? He all defensive second team, bro. Ain't nobody worried about that. Nobody's going to think about that. Give it to Dikembe. Make Robinson first team. It's all good. I know David Robinson probably sitting at the crib like, wait a minute. How? But I and he. 94, 95. Let's look at the stats. David Robinson was averaging 27.6 points, 3.2 blocks, 1.7 steals, and 10.8 rebounds. So Dikembe got him in rebounds and averaged a little bit more blocks than him because Dikembe averaged 3.9, Robinson averaged 3.2, but Robinson averaged a steal and a half. Dikembe only averaged 0.5 steals. And David Robinson was averaging 27 points. Dikembe Mutombo was averaging like 12. Where's Mutombo? I'm going back just to make sure. 94, 95. 11 and a half points. Brother, you can't. I'm convinced. I'm convinced. They did that to protect Michael Jordan. The same way they ain't give it to LeBron and Marc Gasol won it, and he went first team all defense. And him and LeBron don't even play the same position. That means they just gave it to somebody. They was like, just give it to Mark. Bro, they protected, bro. You can't tell me that wasn't for Michael Jordan. Oh my God. Oh my God. We just had like a real boy.
That's crazy. Hey man, I want to throw David higher now just off that, bro. Like,
he deserved to be higher. He deserved to be higher. He was supposed to get an MVP and DPOI in the same season. He was supposed to do that. In 95, in the middle of Hakeem and Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, all them guys, David Robinson was supposed to win MVP and DPOI in the same year. And they said, nah, give it to Dikembe Mutombo. And I love Dikembe Mutombo. A legend. Not trying to talk down on what he did or who he was as a player. May he rest in peace. But he was supposed to win that. Clearly, he was supposed to win that. And they gave it to Dikembe Mutombo. And now we out here debating, should Mutombo be higher than David Robinson? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I just can't believe this. I just can't believe.
So looking at the voting for that year, let me make sure it's 94, 95.
94, 95.
Yes, 94, 95. So for Defensive Player of the Year, you had Mutombo finished first, Pippen finished second, Dream finished third, and David Robinson finished fourth. I don't care, bro. I don't care about none of that, dog.
I don't care about none of that. Oh, and we got Dikembe 5 and David Robinson 6.
Hey, man.
So if we take Dikembe from 4 to 3 and move David Robinson from one DPOY to two, do we think we flip flop them and put Dikembe 6 and David Robinson top 5?
Look at it like this. I'll put it to you like this. What's Dikembe ranked in blocks again? Like 13th?
Yeah, something like that. No, Dikembe like second, and then David
Second.
Robinson like 13th.
Who was 13th?
No,
We're talking about Ben.
Dwight Howard was 13th. David Robinson is sixth. Dikembe Mutombo is second.
Okay. We don't think about David Robinson being a shot blocker. We think about him as a great player.
Just great defender. Yeah, a great player. But he's sixth all time.
But he's 6th all time. Let's see how many years they played. I think I got to pull it up. Yeah. Nope, I don't have it pulled up.
Hold on, I got you right here. Mutombo played from 91 to 08, 09. He played, hold on, let me just scroll to the bottom because it says 18 years. He played 18 years.
Okay.
And then David Robinson played 14. 4 years less. And he had a season. He only played 6 games. I don't know what happened.
So David had more injuries too. If you want to take, like he missed that's the year that Tim Duncan got the Tim Duncan draft. So he missed first 2 years.
97. Oh yeah.
He was serving first 2 years. He didn't get to play. He served for the Navy. He missed the season because that's the Tim Duncan year that he got drafted. So he missing 3 seasons out of his career, bro. 3. You telling me him, bro? I'm done, bro. David Robinson. I'm sorry, Kembe.
David Robinson, number 5.
David Robinson.
Dikembe Mutombo, number 6. God, I can't wait for this to come out so I can clip this, dog. God.
Now, I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna be fair when saying this. We are cheating and giving into this hypotheticals, but I don't care, bro. I feel like David Robinson was robbed.
Because now I feel like he was cheated.
I feel like he was cheated, bro. At this point,
and nobody talking about it.
This ain't even just like defense. This is his career. Like he's probably okay. Like you said, he has 2 rings. He has 1 DPOY, another DPOY. You bumping him up in DPOYs. You bumping him up in blocks. You bumping him up in steals. So he's going from 6 to probably top 3 blocks all time.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where it started to get spooky for him because you really talking about him being like he gets knocked out of top 10 centers conversation. You got to fight with him having back in now. You got to. You probably like top 15. You bumping him to top 10 now.
Because these awards ain't nothing. That's the thing. Like, you mess up history like that, them awards not nothing. I get we not having GOAT debates with these guys. But them awards are not nothing. That is something, that's history. You really mess up history when you do things like this. Like, when you choosing guys based on agendas, that is messing with history because people won't remember that in years like now, in 30 years down the line, when you have a generation of people who didn't see with their own eyes what happened, they only know what's left behind. The awards, the stats, the titles, all that good stuff. That's all we know. Because we ain't see David Robinson like that. We ain't see Dikembe Mutombo like that. You know? And that's why it feels like we kind of have to do that. Because now that we realize that this happened, we don't want to also cheat him out of this. Even this won't go nowhere. This ain't gonna be on ESPN. But for us, it's like, dang, bro, I feel like you got cheated. So let's throw him in there. So I'm cool with that, bro. Dikembe 6, David Robinson 5. Now, bro, if I ever was to run into David Robinson on the street, I'm gonna be like, bro, I'm so glad I saw you. Like, we was friends. I'm like, bro, I'm so glad I'm meeting you right now, dog. Let me ask you about this. In 95.
And 94, 95. You should have won DPOI, brother. How you feel, man?
Why didn't you win? Why you think they didn't? Because now I want him to say why he think they didn't give it to him. Why you think they didn't give it to you? Why they didn't give you DPOI? Why they gave it to Mutombo and he was second team all defense? He gonna be like, man, I don't know, man. The league just no. You know why, bro. You know why. You know why. Just say it, bro. Just say it. I'm having a microphone under my shirt, bro. Just say it, bro.
We
You
here, bro.
know,
We here.
it's just me and you talking. I'm recording
Oh man.
everything.
But nah, this really throws salt on his wound, bro. Cause like 2 championships, 4-time first team All NBA, 10-time All NBA overall. So out of the 10 times he won All NBA, 4 times he was first team. 8-time All Defensive Teams. He should let's get him that second MVP. So he won 2 MVPs. Snatched that DPOY from Matumbo, given to him. So he's 2 MVPs. Oh, my bad, not 2 MVPs. 1 MVP and 2 DPOYs. But he should have won 2. And he's a 10-time All-Star. So you're really looking at him differently, bro. So
It adds a whole nother layer to his legacy.
the resume of 2-time MVP, 2-time DPOY, at this time, one of three players to win MVP and DPOY in the same year.
And did it in the middle of their primes. Did it while both of them was in the league. Dikembe and Michael Jordan, both in the league at the same time. He got MVP and DPOY.
Dream.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon in the league at the same time in their primes. David Robinson wins MVP and DPOY. That means something. That carries some weight. Like,
this is crazy. We've uncovered a whole truth right here, bro.
I think I seen some black mans.
You heard somebody talking in the earpiece, bro? Like somebody trying to get us real quick.
Hey, bro, they gonna shut the internet off. This can never get out.
Oh man, this is funny, man. So yeah, a 2-time champion, a 2-time MVP, 2-time DPOY, and he wins MVP and DPOY in the same season. 18 All Defense, and I don't even know how many first, and they ain't showing me that right here. A 10-time All NBA, and out of 10, he wins first All NBA, first team All NBA. So you can't sit here and tell me that don't look a lot more impressive when you're talking about comparing him to Shaq, comparing him to Wilt, comparing him to Kareem. And Dream, bro. Nope, this ain't the shot at Dream. But Dream looks a little bit different now. Because for me personally, he's top 5. And that's my goal. If we draft in centers, I'm probably picking him, and Shaq's probably second. Jokic is up there for me too. Jokic is like my top 3 bigs. But I'm looking at Dave a little bit different now, man. I'm looking at him a little bit different now because you went in spite of playing against Jordan, in spite of playing against Dream. So you basically got the same resume as Dream now at this point because Dream got 2 MVPs and 2 DPOYs.
And 2 championships.
Only difference is he got the other blocks MVP. And the block. True. But he's 6 in blocks, so you got to add some on top of that. And the steals. Yeah. So if he's healthy and he played the first 2 years,
no telling. Because then he came into the league. He came into the league and was rocking out the gate. With his first year playing, he was rookie of the year, all defensive second team, NBA third team, averaged 24 points. David Robinson, first actual season playing in the NBA, averaged 24 points. Man, I'm trying to tell you, bro. Yeah. Dang, bro. Dang.
I feel like if we end the episode right here, bro, I feel good about David right now, man.
I feel great about David Robinson. Dang, man.
Shout out David Robinson, man. Shout out David Robinson, man. Shout out.
Who on the list? Matumbo on there? Oh, my God.
All right. So we got to the top 5 now, man. David Robinson at 5.
David Robinson at 5. Shout out to DR.
Hey, man. Shout out to the Admiral. All right.
Man. And then where did we put Ben?
Huh?
Did we rank Ben Wallace yet? I know we was talking about Ben Wallace.
You put him at 4, so I'm going to say that does David crack top 4 and take Ben's spot?
I'm going to say no because Ben still got 4 legitimately. Now I want to go see if everybody got what they supposed to.
Now we got to do the whole episode over and retrack history now, man.
We got to investigate now, bro. It's all over.
They only gave it to Ben because they didn't want to give it to Shaq because Shaq get a couple of them. He going to be better than Jordan too. Can't have that. Oh, he going to touch Kareem. We can't have that, brother. Can't have him touching the GOAT. You got to protect them. Dang, man. That's crazy.
So yeah, man, I'm gonna keep being at 4 for right now. Ben, he's still solid in my book. Being at 4. Oh my
Oh
god.
man.
So
But
yeah,
yeah,
after
the reason
Ben, how you
the
feel?
reason I'm gonna give Ben 4-2 is because he had to go against Shaq. And Shaq was like, Ben gave me a
Hmm.
problem. Like as great as Shaq was,
At 6'9".
at 6'9", going against 7'1", 7'2", 300, Ben gave that man problems. Like I get he just, you can say the barbecue chicken stuff. I get that, brother. Ben would get that man problems. So in the way he talk about the game and stuff, he's so smart, bro. So like I gotta get to Ben. All right, now we get to the creme de la creme of players now. It's the top tier. We're
Okay.
looking at the Tim Duncan. We're also looking at the Kevin Garnett big ticket. We're
Hmm.
also looking at Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon. First off, before we get into that, are we taking Ben over any of these three?
I'm gonna say no because peak for peak, Ben Wallace probably had what you would consider one of the best peaks defensively for DPOYs, obviously, in a very center dominated era, still early 2000s, all that good stuff. You got Shaq, you got Yao, you got late Hakeem, you got late Patrick Ewing. I don't know if we want to count them guys, but you got bigs in the league. You got big bigs. You know what I mean? You got power forward still too, and I feel like he probably was doing work with them too. You still got Dirt, you got KG, you got Tim in the league. You still got dang, I'm drawing a blank. Chris Webber is who I was thinking of.
Mhm.
Like guys like that. So you got real like legit bigs and power forwards in the league. Ben Wallace 6'9", he went for DPOYs. I think
Sheesh.
I think that's a lot. I
So
put a lot
that
of
first
respect
year
on it.
he won DPOY, the voting was almost unanimous, bro.
Yeesh.
It's him at first, KG at second. KG only had two first place votes. Then after that,
Dang.
Kobe won, the Kimbe won, and he had 116 votes.
Dang, bro. His
Out of
first one,
120, he got 116 votes that first year he won DPOY.
he was averaging 7.6 points. So he never averaged over 10 points, which is crazy. So you talking about know your role. He had 3.5 blocks,
Had 13
1.7 steals,
rebounds.
and 13 rebounds. I'd say that's pretty deserving. That's like Dennis Rodman type stats
Mhm.
in an era where you guard some centers. So yeah, man, yeah, he deserved it for sure. Then the next season he won it again. He averaged
And it's
3.2
almost the
and
same
15
thing.
rebounds. Yeah.
He's doing everybody out as far as voting go too.
He should, bro. You 6'9", averaging 3 blocks and 15 rebounds. And Shaq in the league, Shaq walking around here. You leading the league in blocks and rebounds. You 6'9". Playing center. He playing center every night. He guarding the biggest person. He's 6'9". That's insane.
Mm.
That is insane. So yeah, man, give me Ben still. I think Ben still deserved to be 3. I think he arguably over KG, honestly.
Who?
But I feel like the versatility of KG, and he got way more all defensive teams. KG got the third most all defensive teams of all time, and Tim Duncan is first. I think them two things keep them above Ben Wallace.
Mhm. How much
that's
of
that's
that?
kind of the thing.
How much of that is opportunity? So both of them came in like everybody know Duncan Rookie of the Year,
Um,
number one overall. Excuse me, number one overall pick, all that stuff. KG came in top 5 pick. I think he
mhm.
won Rookie of the Year his year too. So they're gonna get playing time out the jump. Ben Wallace coming in and getting out the mud. He came in, had
For
to earn
sure.
his minutes, earn his time, and so his stats gonna look a little more skewed compared to them because he had to fight for minutes in early Orlando days, and he played. he bounced around before he got landed to the Pistons. I think he had like 2 teams. Let me go look it up. I think he had a couple teams before he landed with the
Yeah, he
Pistons.
got drafted to, I don't even know what they're supposed to be, Washington? The Washington Bullets at the time. That's crazy. He
Yeah,
got
yeah,
drafted to Washington. He was there for 2 years, 3 years, and then went to Orlando for a season, and it slowly picked up every year. So yeah, you're right. He fought for everything because his rookie year he played 34 games. He averaged 5 minutes a game, so he just wasn't playing. Second
yeah.
year, he averaged 16 minutes a game. Like was a pretty solid rotation guy. Like he came off the bench, started 16 times. So he came off the bench. Third year at Washington, 26 minutes a game. Still didn't start, but rotated in off the bench. And then he went to Orlando. He started, played 81 games, and then he went to Detroit, and obviously was a key focal point. He started every game. So yeah, he got out the mud for sure. Every year, his minutes increased just a little bit every year.
Yeah, so let's say he starts out earlier, well, I can't talk the Kimbe Mutombo type, where he's known for his defense early in his career.
Mm-hmm. It could be
Does he
different.
get another DPOI? Does he average more rebounds? Does he average more blocks because he's had more years to put in of that peak that he had? So for him to win 4 and 5 years, like he might have the
Yeah,
highest peak when you look at it in that sense.
that's what
You
I
win
said. Like he got the highest peaks.
when you win 4 DPOIs in 5 years, and you arguably could have won another one because you look at Metal World Peace messed them up that year. I think that's the year that the Pacers went to the finals. I think so at 303-04 season. So showing love to the Pacers there. No shot to World Peace because he definitely didn't, like he's we don't get to him later.
Deserving.
Please
Yeah.
believe we're gonna get the World Peace later. Please believe. But when you look at the year after that, Camby won. McCamby, he was averaging like 3 blocks or something a game that year. So he probably could have won another one. If you put him in earlier, is he taking that one from the Kimbe the year before or Zoe the year before that? So like he getting greedy, but he already got 4. He probably take another one home.
we can't really speak on that because we don't really know how good he really was. He could have developed greatly in that time frame. Like obviously, opportunity and stuff matters,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't know how good he really was early. He could have been a project. You know what I mean? Because he was undrafted, right? I
I'm
won't say he was
pretty sure he
undrafted,
was.
but uh, he probably was a big project, and people had to take a chance on him, and he had to develop. Yes, he was undrafted. Just got signed to Washington. Uh, yeah, man. So I'm not going to play the hypothetical that he could have just did way more if he got the opportunity earlier. He might not have been ready. You know what I mean? But uh, and guys, I'm not gonna knock KG and Tim Duncan for getting the opportunity out the gate because obviously they was deserving to play out the gate. They
Mm-hmm.
were highly talented players. KG drafted out of high school, so you know what I mean. Is one thing. So I'm gonna keep being where he is at 4. I'm gonna take KG next. Actually, I'm gonna take Tim over KG defensively
Mm-hmm.
just because of the longevity of it. Peak for peak, I think KG is better because he was a guy that you trust to guard anybody, and he really he's so known for his defense, everything. I'm sorry, I said that backwards. I'm gonna take KG over Tim.
Okay.
I'm gonna let Tim be third. Tim got the longevity of it. He got 8 first teams, 7 second teams, the most all defensive team selections of all time with 15 in total. KG is tied for second with 12, but he got 9 first teams, one more than Timmy, and 3 second teams. But he also had that DPOY that Timmy does not have. And
Which
I
is
think,
crazy to think about.
yeah, to think you got 8 all defensive first team selections, never was DPOY. But when you look at who won DPOY in the years he was first team, it kind of makes sense because you look at it like, all right, that guy did deserve it, but it's just kind of crazy that you never won one.
I think the same thing said for like Kobe winning MVP. It's like, dang, bro, he should have won MVP. And now for Kobe's defense, it's probably like 2 years. It was like, yeah, Kobe probably should have got that one. But you
Yeah,
know,
for sure.
but for Timmy, it's like
But
it's crazy to think about him being like he's let me double check. Like I think he's the only player on this top 10 list outside of Kareem and Bill who
no
hasn't won a
DPO wise.
DPOY.
But looking at the voting, his rookie year, he was all defensive second team and NBA first team rookie year.
Oh, we
So out the
we already
gate,
talked about how great he was at the jump from that episode talking about first 10 years in the league. Boy.
yeah, Tim jumped out on them boys, man. But yeah, man, he was all defensive team out the gate. His first 10 years in the league, he was on the all defensive team, literally. Like you talking about a 19-year career, 15 of them was all defensive team selections.
hmm
But then when you look
And
at
half of his career, he
DPOY,
was first team.
literally half, literally half. That's insane. And then when you look at DPOYs, he was fifth in voting, fifth in voting. Not on the list. Third in voting, not on the list. Fourth, seventh, fourth, sixth, third, and that's it. So he was top five in voting like 5 times, 5, 6 times, just never won.
Mm.
But I respect the longevity and the consistency. Out the gate, your first year of your career, you all defensive second team, all NBA first team, and he got a lot on his plate offensively. Like we talked about with David Robinson, KG the same way. He got a lot of his play offensively because a lot of these guys, Ben Wallace averaging 7 points, 8 points, Dikembe Mutombo averaging 11 points. These guys doing what they doing and averaging 20 plus. So
hmm
they got a lot on their plate on both ends. Got to do a lot for the team. So you got to factor that in as well. And then with all that being said, Tim Duncan is number 5 all time in blocks. So he top 5 in blocks. With all that being said, KG is number 19. So Tim do got a lot more blocks. I think I put a lot more stock in KG's versatility though. The ability to guard anybody, rotate, the intangibles. People scared of KG, like you said. He put more fear in people. Everything. So I'm gonna put Timmy at number 3, KG at number 2. How you feel?
So this is where we get into like the feelings, I guess you can say. This is the intangible, I guess you can say. But how long Timmy was playing on one leg, basically, like,
The world may never know.
and so when you think about that too, it's like he does all that, and he was playing basically on one leg because there's like I think it's still talked about. He still can train on his leg now, like as a retired 40-some-year-old man. So he was playing a lot of his career with that big leg brace on there, and he never, was fully Tim Duncan again. Now, granted, healthy Tim Duncan wasn't just moving around like crazy, so it wasn't like a big drop off.
Yeah,
But for him to be that
still.
dominant and still be, like you said, 19 years and 15 all defensive teams, 10-time first team, that says a lot, man. So, like you said, man, I think I value KG's versatility a little bit more. Um, Dang, man, it's really at this point, bro. It's really just like,
Who you want?
yeah, I can't really put up a fight one way or the other, man. I really want to. I wish I could be more nitty gritty about this, but like you got certain stuff. Tim Duncan got more blocks. You said all time, and he's number 6 all time. So it's like right in front of David Robinson. So it's like, do we really sit here and it's ABA, so that's why Gilmore's up
Mm.
there. So he's top 5 all time, actually. Let me scroll all the way down. Yeah, so he's top 5 all time. If you take Gilmore out of there, and then David Robinson 6. So it's I'm cool with that, man. I ain't gonna put up a fight. We can roll with that. Like, yeah,
It's like, yeah, you can go either way, man. Tomorrow I might decide to flip it.
Yeah, I want to put a fight with Timmy, man, but like, because I think it's just longevity for him that makes me want to pull more towards him. But like you said, we're going peak for peak. KG, we throw the term out. They can go out 1 through 5 loosely. I think it's really maybe shoot 15 people all time. We can honestly say guard 1 through 5, and I legit when in my mind when I say guard 1 through 5, I'm not just saying we feel cool on a switch. I'm saying majority of fives, majority of ones, we feel comfortable saying you can go guard them. Like that's the game plan for you to guard them.
Mm-hmm.
Prime KG, I think we feel good about him on AI. We feel good about him on a Gilbert Arenas, Steve Francis, J Kidd, Steve Nash. Now, do we want to stick with that? No, not the whole game. But you feel comfortable enough to say we'll live and die by that. So that's only really a small handful of people you can say guard 1 through 5. And KG is on that list. It's a very short list. The people throw it out there all the time. Oh, Giannis can guard 1 through 5. No, he cannot. We already covered that last episode. He
We
cannot.
talked about it.
Y'all go watch last episode. That boy cannot guard 1 through 5. I don't want to hear that no more. Until he proved me wrong, he is not guarding 1 through 5. And so KG is one of the few people I feel good about being like, man, we're the Boston Celtics. Oh, let's go prime him. Let's go Timberwolves. We're the Timberwolves. We're playing the Spurs. Go guard Tim Duncan. We're the Timberwolves and we're guarding LeBron. We're the Timberwolves and we're guarding Kobe. Like, do you want to stick him on it the whole game? Not really. And so when
Not
it
really.
comes to, I prefer him to be in the paint. You feel me? You know, chasing around screens and all that other stuff, man. But when it comes to being the versatility of being like, okay, we can stick him on a 3, we can stick him on a 2, we can stick him on a 1. Duncan doesn't have that, So it hurts a little bit, but that's kind of where it lands. So peak for peak, KG is a little bit higher. It's like really like a slight nod. It's like very minute. And so of course, wrap this list off with the man, the myth, the legend. Probably the greatest to ever do this at this position, talking about centers. Hakeem, the dream, Elijah Wan. Number one, all time defensive big all time.
The greatest two-way player ever, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
No.
Don't not much got to be said about Dream. All-time leading blocks leader by a wide margin. He got over 500 more than the next man. For his career, averaged 21 points, 11 rebounds, 2.5 assists. Where's the blocks? Just to give him all his credit. For his whole career, averaged a steal and a half and 3 blocks for his whole career. Had 2 seasons averaging more than 4 blocks a game. 3 seasons, I'm sorry. Had 3 seasons averaging more than 4 blocks a game. Also was one of 3 players, as before mentioned, should be 4 to win an
Should
MVP
be
in the
4.
DPOY in the same season, as we discovered today. So, yeah, we got a lot of respect for Dream, as you can see. One all the things that didn't get debated today. Dream should be number 1.
Yeah. So let's go there, man. Could you put up any type of fight for KG being number 1? Any type of fight. Like what could be the reasoning? Like if we saw somebody had KG number 1 all time. Or Duncan number 1, because really just at this point, it's 2-3, 3-2. If somebody had one of them all time over Dream, what could the fight be of being like, I can understand that. Is there a case?
well, well, as before mentioned, they both have more all defensive selections than Hakeem. Uh, Hakeem only got what did I say? He got 9, 5 first teams, 4 second teams. KG got 12, 9 first teams, 3 second teams. Tim got 8 first teams, 7 second teams, most selections all time. So they got more selections. But if you think about it, let me see how many years Hakeem played. Hakeem played for 17 years. Timmy played for 20, I want to say. 19. Timmy played for 19. KG played for 21. So you talking about guys that played for 2 and 4 more years than Hakeem did. Hakeem still got like hundreds more blocks than them. Hundreds. And got more steals. I ain't got the steals list in front of me, but he got more steals
I
than them
definitely look it
also
up.
for sure. Because he got a steal and a half a game, and I know they ain't got that. So they played longer, and he did more defensively in his peaks. Second, he played in the era with the greatest centers. He played against Shaq and was better than Shaq. Was able to lock up, contain. Let me say that. Was able to contain Shaquille O'Neal. He was young, still Shaq. He played against the Patrick Ewings. He played against the he played against the Yao Mings. He played against the David Robinsons.
Bro,
Like
he
all
is
those
10
guys.
all time in steals.
That's crazy for a center. Top 10 in both first in blocks, 10th in steals. Yeah,
Bro,
man.
the list is John Stockton, Chris Paul, J Kidd, Jordan, GP, Bron, Maurice Cheek, Scottie Pippen, Clyde Drexler, and then Dream. The next big
So
is Karl Malone at 12. And then KG's 19. Okay. But still.
but the top 10 is a bunch of guards, LeBron and Hakeem.
Yep.
So yeah, man, you gotta think, bro. That's insane to think about. Like Hakeem's versatility, what he gave you on defense, while also giving you what he gave you on offense.
Mm-hmm.
In the era of centers, you play like man. Let's think about all the guys we named today. He played against all of them. He
Yep.
saw everybody on this list. He saw Dream. He saw early Ben Wallace. Nah, he probably don't remember playing Ben Wallace, but he saw him. He saw KG.
If he saw the flow.
Yeah, if he saw the flow. He saw KG. He saw Tim Duncan. He saw the Dikembe for sure in their primes. David Robinson played them in their primes. Bill Russell know. Dwight Howard know. Rudy Gobert know. They too recent and too old. But he did he see Kareem? When did Kareem retire? I don't know when Kareem retired. Hakeem came in 845. Yeah, he saw Kareem. He saw Kareem, like Dennis Rodman, Mark Eden, Tree Rollins, Pat Ewing. He saw all these guys. Every night he was seeing somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So that adds to the respect. You know what I mean? The competition he had to play at his position to do what he did. Most blocks all time, 10th in steals, DPOY and MVP in the same season at the same time as Michael Jordan technically wasn't in the league, but the first person to do that since Michael Jordan at the time. So got to give it to him, man. I love him. I love King. I used to watch King highlights. He's probably the only center highlights I used to watch, and Shaq. But he won the one, man. So I think he's deserving of the number one spot.
Yeah, man. I think KG's basically cut from that same cloth of Dream. Yeah, I finna go to offense and stuff, but like, yeah, even thinking about defense, like out of everybody on this list, both of them are the 7-footers who have the smoothness to be able to like they're slender and built, and they're athletic enough to where we feel comfortable guarding out on the wings and perimeters, and it's like, okay, cool. Yeah, you a 7-footer, but we feel cool about switching out there. Like, it ain't no, oh no, we got like Tim Duncan's like, okay, we'll all right for a play, maybe. But we consistently switching. Oh, Dream KG, you got it.
Dream KG,
you got it. So that's where it's like he's basically a carbon copy of Dream. You know, in terms of that. Now, is he as good? Obviously not. We just went through the whole numbers and stuff, but it's like how Kobe was the second coming of Jordan, and he tried to replicate and be that. And it's close thing we've seen to Jordan. I think KG is the second coming of a Dream. It's close thing we've seen to a Dream in terms of the full package what you saw from him. But I think player for player and then defense for defense, KG just never could quite clips anything that Dream did, you know. So I feel comfortable about this list, man. Took us a minute, but we finally got here, man. Hours
Finally
later,
got here.
so
We
run
made
through
it,
this list.
y'all.
Run through the list again, man. So number 10, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Number 9, Rudy Gobert. Number 8, Bill Russell. Number 7, Dwight Howard. Number 6, Dikembe Mutombo. Number 5, Patrick. Oh, I'm tripping. David Robinson, which was robbed. Asterisk beside that, my boy got robbed in his career. Number 4, Ben Wallace. Number 3, Tim Duncan. Number 2, Kevin Garnett. And number 1, Hakeem Olajuwon. We made it, baby. We made it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We made it,
Appreciate it.
y'all.
Thank y'all, man. But yeah, man. That's the list, man. I feel solid. I
I
still
feel great.
I feel like Dave Robson. I still it bothers me that Dave Robson got robbed so much, but I feel justified in putting him number 5. I feel like a level of like vindicated that he got put higher on our list.
For
Now,
him.
does that mean anything? No. Ain't like we finna get the MVP back. But in our minds, in our hearts, we feel we did our part.
Hey,
So
brother, you never know when the B-Ball Jones podcast blow up and we recirculate this and they show it, we might be the reason they bring it up and be like, hey, did y'all know they did that? I ain't know they
mhm.
did that. Next thing you know, they on ESPN talking about they protected Michael Jordan way back in 90.
And 94,
Let's put,
95 season.
let's play this clip from the B-Ball Jones podcast as they. Oh my God, that's gonna be the day,
They
boy.
they don't give us no respect, man. They don't give us no type of credit. They gonna somebody. I'm telling you, bro. Somebody gonna steal that joint, and it's gonna be a whole other ordeal. Hold on, bro. Let me try to.
Facts.
Okay, there you go. So yeah, they ain't finna give no credit and respect, man. So you gonna see that and be like, "Got my talk point for tomorrow." No, I'm something to talk about. I see what's going on.
Thanks, B-Ball. Thanks, B-Ball.
But yeah, man.
Oh
So
man.
yeah, I feel really good about David, man. Shout out to David Robinson. We did all this to say 2 hours later say shout out David Robinson, bro.
Shout out David Robinson. Hey boy. I'm shocked he never said nothing like that. I guess he ain't that type of person.
He
But
not.
I'm
He
shocked he
better
never
be.
said nothing about it that we know of. To him to be like, yeah, they gave it to Kemba Mutombo. I don't know why. I was first team all defense. He went in first team all defense. Because Braun said about Marcus Gasol, but how many years was it after the fact that he actually said that? And people
Yeah.
started thinking about it. He was with the Lakers when he said that, and people was like, dang, is that true? So I know he must have never said it out publicly.
I think
Like, because
LeBron
if
put
he
up a
did,
little
people would
something
that would
here
be
and
general
there.
knowledge.
Yeah, LeBron put a little something. He ain't never like overtly say like I deserve it over Marc Gasol until like you said the Lakers is. But he put out a little.
Yeah.
I feel like I deserve to win it. I feel like I should win. I'm gonna double check that.
Yeah.
'Cause, LeBron be throwing his little message out there, so I'm pretty
He
sure.
be throwing the little subliminals at the league.
So I'm pretty sure he said a little something about that here and there. Probably threw some Drake lyric in there, some Jay-Z lyric in there. It's like, yeah, this is where I'm coming at. But
Drake
just saying like I should have went over Marc Gasol. That ain't happened to like the shop or whatever in his LA years, man. So shout out to David, bro. You got a better heart than a lot of people because, hey, man.
We looked out for you.
The man put up history, and everybody want to sweep it on the rug, and everybody like, no, man, protect Jordan. No, brother, no, I'm taking
No,
that.
not around here, partner. Not around here.
Give David his flowers over here, man.
Oh man, the boy said give it to Mutombo. They'll appreciate it. The finger wag. They was like, ain't nobody gonna question that. Give it to Mutombo. That's really what it was. They was like, ain't nobody gonna question it if we give it to Mutombo off the name.
Yeah, it's like
Nobody
Philly
gonna
got
question.
4 of them. Let me see. What year was that? It's 94.
That was no 94, 95. The one we talking about.
Let me go back. Too many things open. 94, 95. Oh, that was his first one. Okay, I often say, boy,
If
they
he
couldn't
already
give
had 2 or 3.
they couldn't give it a dream because Dream would have won 3 in a row. And that's the year that he came back. So that would have been an extra little nod to be like, oh, give him a little bit more love over Jordan. Because think about
Nah,
it, Dream got 2 rings, 2 DPOIs back to back. If you win a third one, it's like, oh snap, look a little different now. So
The boy said, "Nah, we can't do that, bro." That David Robinson we was talking about. He would have had, man, man.
That's sick, man.
That is sick. I said, wait a minute.
How you win 4 DPOYs? No, what'd you say? You said how you
So,
win
how you at DPOY? And he was all defensive second team.
yeah.
Bro, I'm telling you, I was looking at this stuff and it said DPOY All Star defensive second team. I'm like, hold on. Wait a minute. Oh my God, wow. Great episode.
Hey, this is probably a top 5 episode for me, man.
Just all of that.
Just off of that, bro. Off of that alone. Like everything else, I don't even care about, bro. The fact that we uncovered some truth for David Robinson, I feel amazing in my heart about. So that's I'm tired of this episode. Shout out David Robinson. Artist of the
You gotta
top
watch to
10.
find out why.
Artist of the top 10 centers all time. Asterisk, shout out David Robinson. Like, it's that simple, man. So I feel good, man. So next episode, we downsizing a little bit, man. We gonna get into the wings. Going off the top 10 wings. And I already got a couple names thrown out there from this episode. So it's gonna be a good one. That's gonna be a good one. Cause you gotta figure out who's gonna be number one. That's gonna be a good fight. Number one for wings.
That's really where the competition gonna be at. It ain't even gonna be at the bottom like it was for centers. It's gonna be at the top. Who's
Like,
one,
it's
two,
really just
three?
we gotta figure out who the top 10 gonna be. There's gonna be some competition for that, but it's more just like I hate to say it like this, but semantics, like we gotta fill out the top 10. So like, all right, cool. But once we get past like 7, like 5, 6, 7, we get them solidified. The fight gonna be a top 4. So that's gonna be a good one. And remember, we doing peaks, people. We ain't doing career. We doing peaks. So that's gonna be a tough one to sort out through, man. So y'all gonna find out next week, man, who we decide to rank the king of number 1 defensive wing. So anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Nah, man, we just said no. Shout out David Robinson.
Shout out David Robinson, man. So we might mention him next week, show him some more love then. But until then, make sure y'all subscribe so y'all catch the next video. And go watch the other ones, man. It's a dope season coming out. But appreciate y'all tuning in, man. See y'all next week.